that you're here on your own accord. You agree that, right, you're an adult taking responsibility for everything that comes up, although I hope everything that we process is beneficial to everybody, but sometimes, you know, uncomfortable emotions might come up in the work, just kind of like any kind of therapy, and the goal is to process through them and move through them. But certainly if for any reason you don't want to stay, or, you know, like, you know, you're grown up, that just all the regular disclaimer stuff. Okay. So we're gonna start with a meditation. And then after we do the meditation, I'm setting this up because we're gonna be using this. So hi, Amber and Jay that are just joining us. We're gonna be using this as also just a visual for how it would work if we were all in the same room. Okay, so we said that we were going to work with like abandonments and / lack of support, and specifically for family court victims. So what we're going to probably do to start off is just pretty easy. And sometimes, like, I have stones here, but I also have like sand tray toys. And so we can use either one. I might just use for now, I might just use the stones. But so we would have like family court victims that feel unsupported. We can also use seashells. Like, it doesn't really matter what we use. It's just a matter of having things here. So unsupported family court victims. And then I don't know what we're going to do. So we're going to do probably like the thing that will help them the most, which is what we're going to discover in the field. And then we're going to bring in what is the block to them, right? So the thing that's like, we want them to feel supported. So I don't know if this is going to be the healing force or support. Like, we'll kind of just see what happens, and then the block. And then we just kind of do, it would be, are you guys familiar with, was it Virginia Satir? Laura, is anybody else on here a therapist? So I'm not the only one. She did group, right? She did the group therapy stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. Okay. So let's start the meditation. And so let's just get nice and centered. Bring your attention to your breath. Just take some nice, deep, centering, relaxing breath. Be aware of how your body feels in the chair. You can be aware of your heartbeat. Just really get nice and centered with your body as you breathe in and breathe out. And bring all of your awareness into the present. So we're going to start with energetically cleaning out our field, just using visualization. And if your eyes are open, you can kind of just, you know, gaze off to do it, or if you're more comfortable with them closed, both are fine. And just over the top of your head, you're going to imagine white healing light coming in and purifying all of you. So it's going to be like a bath in white healing light. Everything it touches, it heals. Just keep breathing in And breathing out as you imagine that white healing light giving you a bath all the way from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And go ahead and just imagine from underneath your butt, go ahead and just imagine like a grounding cord. So a nice energetic grounding going all the way to the center of the earth. And it's the width of your hips. And go ahead, when you get to the center of the earth, you can go ahead and see a big rose quartz and just feel the energy of that unconditional love from Gaia going up that grounding cord and coming into all of your space. And if there's any places in your body that feel like you need a little bit more love, this might be a place to just let that grounding, loving Mother Earth energy come in and heal any tense places in your body. Just notice how it feels different. Just using your imagination to connect to a big rose quartz in the center of the earth. Now, everybody has had a full day, and so I just want you to think about all of the people that you've spoken with today, all of the things that you have done, and we're going to just close the book. Go ahead and just close the book to kind of show that all of that is done for the day. And you're going to just hang up the phone to all of those things. And if you see any energetic cords connecting you to those things, you can go ahead and imagine unhooking from them. And you can even break any and all karma sticks. So just imagine breaking sticks, that anything that's kind of old business can just go away. And so now above the top of your head, go ahead and imagine a big golden sun. And so in different shamanic cultures, this space above the top of your head, so like a foot above your head, is where your higher self lives energetically. And so go ahead and just imagine that big golden sun and go ahead and write your name. And then all of the energy from today, this week that has been out on different tasks, go ahead and call all of your energy that's still out there right on back to that golden circle above your head. And then from there, you can just see all that energy pouring right back down into your body. So it kind of acts like a magnet, calling all of your energy back, and then it just fills up your body again. And then from there, I'm going to just set an opening intention. And so, Heavenly Father, I connect with you. I you show us everything we need as we move forward with this family constellation so that we can help the most amount of families that we can that are unsupported and are being victimized by the family court process, that we can bring in support and strength and healing of the biggest blocks in the time that we all have together. Thank you, Father. Okay. So if you guys just want to slowly open your eyes, we'll come back and start moving into the work. And so, or who else on the call? I know that Danae is in family court with her husband. Who else is in family court currently that doesn't mind sharing? Mary Lou, are you here for the Constellation work? Are you in family court too?
Yeah, I'm here for both. I'm in family court, and my name is actually Emily. That I'm on my mom's computer right now.
Oh,
but
okay.
So in case it comes up as you're registering, but yeah, I've been in family court in California for the last over 3 years.
Yeah, it's not really fun, is it?
No, it's obliterated my life and my child's life.
Yeah. Well, let's see how much we can move in. So, what we do to start, so to participate, it's going to be better if people that want to participate put their cameras on. Is everyone whose camera on so far wanting to be something in the field?
Yes.
Okay. And I want everyone to know too that in a constellation, sometimes you get pulled in and you don't even know. So the field is thought of as to have its own intelligence. So some of you might be like, I think I'm already something, right? So, and other of you might be like, something got activated. I noticed something different already. And so I know that you guys are new, but so it's going to be a little bit of like, you know what? I didn't feel this before, sometimes even today. Right? Sometimes the activation even starts before the constellation starts. Does anybody feel called to stand in the position of the family court victims?
Sure.
Are you in family court now or prior?
Oh yeah, I'm going on 14 years family court.
Oh my gosh.
Three different counties. I got this.
We have to end this. How old are your children?
My daughter just turned 13.
So since she was a baby?
Yes, 6 months old, I started a case to protect her, and then she was taken. But we still have 50-50 legal, and we had shared physical up until September. But the only way I'm surviving and my hair isn't falling out and I'm not in a straitjacket is because I have a tremendous amount of support.
Oh, well, good.
And I dive into it. I dissect everything.
Okay, good. Well, I might actually ask Laura, can I ask you to be the family court victim since you have the amount of bias towards it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So we're going to have this be the family court victims. I'm going to just move this so you guys can see it more. So you're going to identify with being in this position. And then Amber, since you already have support, I might actually ask you to be support instead, but I'm not sure. Does that resonate, being the support?
Yeah, I mean, that's the role I pretty much play.
Is support?
I try to reach out to other people in family court to show them support too. That's pretty much what my current role is. I kind of would like to try a different spin, but that's okay. I can do it.
No, I'm glad to know that. I might ask you to be the block then. Can you be the block?
Oh, I could be the block.
Yeah, because I want you guys to really experience, I want you to be in a different position than what you're used to being in so that you can get new information. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so what I want you guys to do, so Laura, now that you are the people that are being victimized, I don't really believe in victims per se, but it's certainly victimization and abuse. Yeah. You're going to represent the whole group because you're the group of people that we can bring the most healing to. And Amber, you are the biggest block. And so you guys might notice that you start holding experience, like different emotions might come through because it's kind of a big field that we're working with. So when we kind of represent a big field, it's letting more energy move through. If it feels like it's too much energy, you can also like just have the intention and use imagery to maybe hold 20% or 80%. It doesn't have to be 100%. Okay. Now, if you want to stand up, you can. Some facilitators and groups do that. Some like sitting down. I don't really mind whichever way we do it. I get tons of information either way. I suspect you guys will too. And hi, Jay. Did I say hi to you? I don't know if you heard me say hi to you. Hi. Hey. Okay. So now, is there anybody that feels called to represent the support? Is there anyone that's not getting supported that would like to feel some support? Danae, you want to be support?
I think that would be great.
Yeah. So go ahead. So just imagine that you're the support.
Okay.
And then just notice, you guys, how it feels different in your body than how it felt before you came into this. Okay. So that's like the intelligence of your subconscious mind and your nervous system and the oneness where we're actually really all connected to each other. Right? So, Laura, what are you noticing for the family court victims?
I am noticing this kind of this big energy moving through like my core and my center. It's raising my heart rate. It's creating knots in my belly. It feels hot. I feel a little shaky and tingly in my fingers. There's feelings of kind of like this rage that's coming through, and kind of a depleted feeling.
Yeah. So you know what, actually, I also want, who wants to be Justice? I'm just feeling like Justice needs to come up here. Who wants to stand in for Justice?
I will.
Great. Jay, can you just, so I want you to be Justice.
Okay.
So go ahead and just notice what it feels like to just let your entire body stand in for that archetype, that energy of justice. And then Laura, when you look at the block and justice and support, do you notice how it feels different when you look at each one of those? And you can look here and you can also look at their faces and kind of see what you notice. So what do you notice when you look at the block?
Well, I noticed right away, I noticed more in the justice and support, especially when I was looking at faces. And like I felt more of like a groundedness through the justice, and just like a warmth from the support. And the block, I don't know, I'm kind of smiling here. I'm
Interesting.
Yeah. And Amber smiling back, so I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, the smile.
Yeah, I mean, how cool, right? We never would have thought the block would make you smile. Right? And that's, I mean, that's kind of like part of the power here. So we're looking at what's underneath, and things will change as we keep going. Because I don't think anyone on the call has experience with a constellation before, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Block, what are you noticing? What does it feel like to be the block?
So I noticed a really like heaviness in my heart for a while. And my like when you go through your heart to the other side of your back, like my spine was super tight and then it just popped and like loosened.
Mm.
Like I had to feel it in my heart in order to release it in my spine.
Yeah, so you feel like you're already processing energy and it's moving through you just by holding space for it.
Yeah, because I think that as us in family court as mothers, because I feel like we're all women here, right?
I think so. Danae's,
Um,
I think, is going to come on in a little
I,
bit.
I,
He's
I feel the worst thing is your heart. Your heart breaks. Your heart's broken. And you never anticipated that. You never expected that. You finally got this happiness. You're a mom. And then all of a sudden it just gets broke.
Yeah.
Like almost like when they're 18, they're supposed to go to college or they move out, right? But it happens way younger. And I have carried that pain for years, but it's nice in this what did you call it again? This not transformation, but
it's called a constellation, but you're in like the morphic field of it or the archetype.
Yeah, so in this constellation and listening to the victim and looking at the justice phase to me is exactly what justice has been for me. Just kind of neutral, and she kind of reminds me of the woman in the statue with the balance in court. I always stare at that when I'm in court. But to have the energy move through my spine and release maybe can be a way to show other people to let it go for a while instead of holding on to that pain in your heart.
Yeah. And so justice feels neutral. And do you feel smiley when you look at the victims, or what do you notice?
I have concern and care, and the heartbreak was there, even as a block.
So there's some kind of fondness of each other, even though you're blocking.
Yes.
Okay.
The identities are there specifically, but at the same time, they're not permanent.
Yeah. And then Danae, what do you think when you look at support? Danae's support?
I see care. A lot of care. And concern.
Yeah. Danae, what does it feel like to be support? And what does it feel like when the block says that?
I think that it creates emotion, and I feel just a lot of empathy, and I do feel care. I think that even though there might be a block there, that there's ways around that, and there's deflection, because in order to get to where we want to go, we have to find a way around that. And I see that there, and I see justice is tough, and it is an unknown, and in some ways, you know, there's a fight for justice, but then in other ways, it can become a block and it keeps us spinning our wheels where we are. And then I see myself reaching out to the victims, and with the victims and sitting in that space, I feel just complete empathy and compassion, because there are many that don't have that. There are many that have lost relationships because of what they're going through, and they just need somebody to say, you're not alone and I'm here for you. And so that's what I'm feeling. And I'm feeling like just a strong hold. Like I'm feeling like, hold on to me. You're not alone and I've got you. And I'm feeling a strong hold, like people are just hanging on.
Yeah. And does anybody feel any movement? Does anybody want to move with how we are currently on the board?
Yeah, I want to move that black thing out of the middle.
You are the black thing. So if
I
you
know.
where do you want to go?
I want to go to the front of the line.
Do you
And I want
go
to protect everybody behind me. I want to block all the injustice.
Okay.
Ooh.
Want to move to the back? You feel an urge to move?
Yeah, move you to the front so I can
The
deflect
front,
what.
like here, right?
Yeah, so I can block the bad and let the good in.
Okay. So I'm going to move you,
Yeah.
and I'm going to just make sure that you guys can all still see the board.
Mhm.
And do you feel like you want more space here, or if I can move everything up if you want more space, or do you feel
Yeah,
like you
I feel like I want to protect you guys behind me. So move them closer.
move
Everybody,
there?
so that anything that gets past me doesn't touch them.
Well, actually, I have to move it. I have to move you closer to them because we can't move them.
There you go.
Okay. So now, victims, how does it feel to have the block here? Do you want to be closer? Do you want more space? Do you like it?
That's good. That's good. It feels different and a little bit more. I was gonna say spacious, but then I don't know. It's something different than that. Like there's some sense of protection there, but there's also maybe some like hesitation. Like is it safe to trust this protection kind of vibe?
Okay. So maybe some nervous system activation still. No, Mary Lou, I keep seeing you and I feel like you're being pulled into the constellation. Do you feel different? Do you feel like something's activated for you?
Sorry, I'm getting used to this like little thing here. I haven't done Google Meet much, just Zoom. But I think that my own energy, and I hate to like bring that in, but it's just to everyone else. But I think that we also share the common ground of hurt and maybe betrayal and things that we're going through. And then when the block put herself, I think we all can relate to that as mothers. So putting the block forward to help shield everyone, that calls to me because we all don't want the things that ourselves and our children have had to go through to happen to other people.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you in as something forgotten. Okay, because I think that you're something forgotten.
And I was going to jump in as support. I don't know if that's okay or not, but just called to say that if I remember correctly, she's on her mom's and her name is Emily, which is so important. And I'm actually a terrible, terrible names person. I never remember anybody's names.
Oh,
The fact that I remember that is
support.
it's something.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
wish I did just try and like figure out if I could temporarily change it, but I don't know technology very well.
I think because I've tried, because sometimes I just have people put what they're standing in for instead. But where do you feel like you want to go as this something forgotten piece that we need to know?
And so is our last rock, where's the cord at on our table?
Support is here. This is justice. This is the people that are being victimized. And then this is the block, which already doesn't seem like it's quite a block, which is probably part of why it's funny, right?
Probably above support on the upper end of support. Yeah, kind of upper, like a little more top. So you're kind of like in
this side or this side?
Dark, like move the rock up a little bit, or yeah, because I was just gonna kind of align it with where justice is and forgotten. Like,
I go like in between them.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, how does that feel to be in between them?
I think it's just, I think it represents like status quo. You're in between justice and you're in between support, and you get hung there a lot and you get forgotten there a lot.
Okay, so yeah, we don't necessarily know what the forgotten thing represents yet, but so just notice what it feels like in your body. And then Justice, what are you noticing with the movement on the board? How does it feel for you?
For me, it feels more aligned now that the pieces have moved around. And I'm getting like some good energy, and I'm feeling like I'm of value to everyone, and we're all aligned.
And then anybody feel like they want to move?
I feel like I want to be more connected to the pieces because I want to hold on to everybody and bring it together and support everybody. And I want to fix it. And I know I can't do that, but I want to make sure that everybody knows they're being heard and that I'm here.
And so where would you like to move for that?
I see myself more, I think, if it makes sense, swapping with Forgotten.
Well, we can't necessarily move you, but you can
swap.
come like here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Because we can't push other elements out, but we can move you.
And I think that's my thought, is to provide some protection, because I'm still feeling a little unclear on the definition of what justice is here for, because it depends on who the justice is for. If the justice is for the safe parent, then that is justice. If it's not, then that is justice for the wrong person.
Okay.
So to speak.
So support is feeling protective of justice. Justice, what is it like when support says that she's like not even sure if she believes in you anymore?
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes I feel like it is hard to believe, especially, as impacted moms. But that's when we need to be more supportive, right? And like uphold the fight.
So I don't want you to be in your story too much. I want you to be in the role of justice on the board.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right. So when you're justice in this group, so we're kind of forgetting ourselves to kind of do the group healing. What do you notice about the lack of trust? Do you feel like it's deserved? Do you feel like
I have compassion for that experience.
Okay, so when she says it, you're kind of like, I understand that.
Yes.
Okay. So why don't you just say to everybody, and everyone just notice what it feels like for justice to say, I can understand why you doubt me.
Yeah.
Right.
I
So
can
justice,
understand why you doubt me. Mm-hmm.
Can I say something or ask a question, a consensus question?
Yeah.
Do you feel that as a block, I would be more useful to stand on, or like to be vertical or horizontal?
Okay. So you're kind of wondering if you should move or.
Yeah, because if I could block to protect, that's great. But also if I could be a block that someone needs to stand on to reach justice or to get closer to the other connections, you can use me either way. So I'm not permanent where I'm at. I'm flexible.
Okay.
As a block. I'm a flexible block.
Flexible block. I have a hunch, and just if I say this out loud, Tell me if it resonates. If you say, I'm everybody's ancestors.
I'm everybody's ancestors.
Does that feel true or does that feel not congruent?
It feels deeper than than the words allow to feel. Does that
So
make sense?
it resonates as very true.
Yeah.
So can you just say to everybody, I'm here for you and I'm trying to help you in the best way that I can.
I'm here for you and I'm trying to help you the best way that I can and that you need.
Yeah. And with that, do you have any insight as to what the block part is?
I just see multiple different directions for it. So there's multiple uses. There's not just one. It's not limited.
Okay.
Should I be closer to you? Because I am also, you're talking about lifting people up. I'm also a support in
Right.
a different way. I feel like we should work together.
Yeah.
Okay. So it feels like you guys both feel like you want to move closer to each other.
Yeah, because sometimes you see things as a blockage and you can't get over them, you can't get around them, but really they can be your most essential weapon or your best tool. Does that make sense?
Okay. So yeah, so it's interesting because you are representing one thing that's for the, so when you see like multiple different avenues, can you just maybe verbalize what some of those insights are that you're getting?
Like they kind of are morphing from one to the next. Yeah. So it's like I'm feeling like a yoga block. Some people want to use me like to stand on to strengthen their feet, or somebody want to use me as an extension of their hands to reach their toes. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
And then I also see myself as like a rock block, and you have to like a boulder to use me to protect from something, but also you could climb up me or stand on me to reach something. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you're
I
at, so
went from being like a protector block to now I want to be more useful besides protection. So I want to be closer to everybody and have more support. And
okay. So support, you want to move closer.
I think so. Yeah, I do.
Well, hang on, you're here. So support, where do you want to go?
I think I still want to stay closer to others, but also be closer to the block, because I'm just saying, like, everybody hold on to me as you come in. So I almost
feel like in the middle here. Does that feel better?
I think so, because he just came in and joined, but then I also see Donna came on. Carrie, we haven't talked with yet. So I'm just saying, you know, even if you're not saying anything, even if you're just coming in, hold on to me. And I've got you. You're not alone. And sometimes I might need to have the block lift me up too, because being the support can also be overwhelming at times.
Okay. So you guys really feel like you work in tandem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, support, are you getting any intuitions or thoughts about what exactly it is that you are? It's okay if you're not.
I feel like I am trying to hold it together. I feel calm and centered in my body, but I feel tight on my arms, like almost like I can feel the hold on my arms where I'm saying, you know, hang on to me. I've got you.
Yeah,
And so it's hard for me to say where I do want to be, because I feel like I need to be everywhere.
So I also just want to give you guys just a little bit of feedback because it's everybody's first time. So what Amber was noticing about, like, she's seeing all these different things. A lot of you guys might experience different insights and different energies kind of going through your body. Sometimes people just do silent constellations because, which in person, it's kind of impossible to do over the phone, or over video, but because the energy and the healing is just moving through us, so we don't even need words. And so we also want to make sure that we don't go too much into the story, because we want to stay at the deeper level of being in our body. Okay, does that make sense? And there's no perfectionism or anything. I just want to just
Mindfulness.
yeah. Okay. So, Justice, what are you noticing with the movement? How do you feel?
I feel calm. I feel like I'm in support, and I feel like I'm standing for whoever needs the support.
Okay. Kelly, would you like to be the court cases? No? Donna, would you like to be the court cases? If you're there?
Sure.
Okay. So where do you go? Where would you like to stand as the court cases?
That's a good question. I think a good spot would be underneath everybody, because I'll be honest with you.
You want to be here, like where the in front of the ancestral line? Or do you feel like you're right in the middle?
You know what? The middle would probably be perfect.
Okay, so you want to be right here. And so how does that feel to be? Notice, just give yourself a little bit of time to kind of get into that. You're the court cases. It's a lot of energy, so you can go to 80% or 20% if you don't want to carry it all. You certainly don't have to.
You know, I'm transmuting it.
Well, that's exactly, as soon as you go in,
Yeah.
you work in, right? Your body, your intelligence already knows what it's doing.
Yep. Because it got so hot when you said that. I'm like, you know what? I got to take it on because it's meant for me. But at the same time, it was so heavy, and then it got really hot, and I'm like, oh, transmute.
So just intend you're gonna just carry 20%, and right. So court case is light, and it's just energy, right? So court case is light, and so when you are in that energy, and then support is actually next to you. What does it feel like as the court cases to have support next to you?
It's a good feeling.
And support, what is it like to have the court cases next to you?
Still the empathy for what people are going through, but added heaviness, because that brings in even more load to carry.
Want me to block?
Emily, this thing that's kind of forgotten, are you experiencing anything as you're standing in for whatever this is that we don't know what it is yet?
I'm feeling like that's where it should be.
Okay, content.
Yeah.
Yeah, and are you noticing anything in your body when the court case came in? Did you notice anything, or the court cases, plural?
Like I got sweaty palms.
So I need to stay closer to Emily, because I think that as forgotten, she feels like the one that is most in need.
Okay, so you want to move closer.
Mm.
Emily, does it feel right to say I'm the children? Or partially right? Or are you something
Yeah,
else?
I'm partially right that, and maybe you could even look at it as the support being like the protective parent moving closer, and then we have justice still that's on the other side of forgotten.
So okay, so justice is also forgotten, you feel like? So you resonate?
Well, I think that where the positioning is kind of describes that, the children,
Okay.
the protective parent maybe too.
Okay, yeah. So a couple things are forgotten. You're holding space for more than one thing, it sounds like.
It could make sense that it is related to the children, because as support, I feel like they are the ones that are forgotten, and they're the ones that really need a voice too, along with the safe parents.
Does anybody else feel movement or any kind of bigger activation in the field? Victimized parents would feel like when the cases come in?
I felt some activation energy. And I kind of feel like I need to move back toward support and towards the children.
Okay, so and which way? You want to try to come between here?
I was maybe on the other side of, is that support and justice?
Support is here, just here, and then the things that are forgotten are here.
Yeah, kind of like, yeah, right there.
And then ancestors, where do you want to go?
I want to go right in front of the children.
Okay, and
The
do you
forgotten.
feel like you're more than
I want to be, I would like, I don't know where you are. Like, are you in California?
Yeah.
So can you put it to the west, to your west?
Sorry, I
On
was
the
like,
ta-
what
just
is that? I
put
wasn't sure
on
what
the
you're
open side of the table. Never eat
Okay.
soggy Wheaties at the
Open
screen.
side. Yeah, I'm like, I am very directionally challenged. I'm working on my omnipresent self. I don't know north. Okay.
Okay, so the top of the phone or your computer is north, right? Never eat soggy Wheaties. So north, south, east, west. Just put me to my west, on the other side of the
You want
side
to
of
here?
the
You want it on the other side here?
right, but right next to the children or the forgotten.
Okay.
A little closer.
Still children, but you want to be next. So here.
Yeah, because if you look at sorry for interjecting. Is that okay, or should I stop talking?
Let's just keep it on the deeper level, and we're gonna touch base at the end for different insights that we've had. Okay.
I
Just
okay.
notice how it feels to be there, and just let it, because we lose a little bit of the energy if we go into the story too much.
Yeah, I feel like right by the children and behind, away from everybody else, that they can stand on me.
Okay. So why don't you try saying to the children?
Forgetting.
Try saying to the children, I see you and I'm here for you.
I see you and I'm here for you. And if we change to like the ancestral power instead of the block?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
But I'm also just wondering, are you more than the ancestors, or are there more blocks there?
At this point, I'm indecisive.
Okay. If you say to the parents and the children, I'm afraid that some of the burden or some of the pain you're suffering is because of my unfinished burden. Does that sound and feel true?
The last word you said kind of got gargled.
If you were to say to the parents and to the children, I'm afraid that some of the pain you're experiencing is because of my unfinished business from when I was alive.
Oh, that's heavy. I'm afraid that the pain of the parents and the children is due to my inability to finish my business when I was alive.
So
So-
it feels heavy and true then, it resonates.
A little bit.
Okay. So can you say, I've been wanting to help you heal
I've been wanting to help you heal
and support you,
and support you,
but the truth is some of my unfinished business might be in the way.
the truth is some of my unfinished business might be in the way.
Does that feel true, or is there a different way that you would want to say it?
I feel since I've moved back where I'm at now
Mhm.
that the ancestral chains have been broken.
Okay, so you feel like being in supportive role,
Yes.
proper position helped break some of the
Yes.
strongholds and chains. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So it's less true now with some of the movement.
Yes.
Okay. And Laura, what was it like for when the ancestors moved and when that? What have you been noticing?
Yeah, there was something there that felt like that wasn't quite the right spot, or like it brought up something, some kind of like, what even is that? Maybe confusion. But the words felt really good to hear.
Okay. So ancestors, can you say if it feels congruent? I mean, I'm intuiting a sentence and I just want you to see if it feels like it's true or not, or if you want to change it in some way. The truth is, I'm not sure if I'm healthy enough to support you the way that you need to be supported.
And I can reword that.
Yes, you can reword it.
The truth is you are more powerful on the inside than you think. So reach inside yourself and find your power, and it is yours.
Okay. So
Is that congruent?
yeah, if that feels, that's the sentence that came to you, absolutely. And so what does that happen to your confusion as the
Yeah, that really resonated. It lifted the confusion and felt like this power was bubbling up inside. Felt maybe a little scary to step into that power, but good too. Willing to try, to be brave.
Okay. So can you say to the ancestors, I see your support now and I thank you for being with me.
I see your support now and I thank you for being with me.
When you look at the case, or the cases, how does it feel now that you have more power and you look at the cases?
Less activating, less of a barrier or
If you were to say to the cases, I'm not as intimidated by you anymore, does that feel
Yeah, I'm not as intimidated by you anymore.
And then cases, what are you noticing with the movement and things that are happening here?
That actually, the last statement that Laura made just made it like release from my chest, if that makes sense. It was very wild.
Yeah.
There's like this full release that just like went from my chest to like mid abdomen. It was really cool. That was a cool release. The power dynamic is shifting.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool. And support when you look at what's forgotten, which includes the children and other things. What do you notice?
So when there's a release of something, like if you've had a knot for a very long time in your neck and you get it adjusted, it releases. There's a sense of relief, but then your body also has to adjust. So for the victims and the parents, I'm feeling a little bit of nauseousness because there's positive growth, but also now the body is experiencing not holding on to so much of the trauma from the ancestors. So it's just kind of adjusting and figure out what's going on. My arms are feeling even tighter because the children don't know that yet. They don't know how this has affected them. So they're still holding on because they don't know what that means to them.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to say to the children?
I do. I want to say that you're not alone and that we see you and we support you, and we'll be here for you. So for the victims, it might be some time and space in between, but we're here and we'll be ready for you to help you when you're ready.
Ancestors, can you maybe try saying to the children, I know you feel alone, but we've been with you the whole time.
I know you feel alone, but we've been with you the whole time.
And then, children, does that change anything inside of you?
Well, it makes me teary. So like I'm tearing up. An interesting thing is when ancestors moved over, when she moved from the front over there, I got like a chill, and it was just an interesting thing.
Yeah, it's very, like, when you feel the energy move, you're like, this is real, right? Like, it's different, and it's different to be in it than it is to watch, unless you kind of get called into the field. Although I've just watched and had all kinds of, like, was holding space for the collective, and I've had all kinds of energy move because I was in it, even though I wasn't like in it, if that makes sense. I wasn't being acknowledged, but just watching moves a lot of stuff. And then watching also tells our subconscious mind to put it into order. But
And the pressure on my arms also released a bit. There's still a little bit there, but it definitely lightened up when the ancestors said that, and then when the children said that as well.
Justice, what's going on for you?
I just feel like I'm on the periphery, right? And like on the edge of the table. And I'm just, making sure everyone stays in line. And I feel like I'm just there supporting.
Okay. And when you look at the cases, what is it like when you look at the cases?
They just seem just really steep. Like compared to everything else, it just seems like a mountain for me. That's what it feels like.
Okay. So I'm going to just change the wording for you a little bit and see if it changes anything for you. So instead of just the concept of justice, if
Mhm.
you are divine justice or God's justice, whichever one resonates more, right? You're not just not concept, you're actually like the whole energy of justice.
Divine justice resonates.
Justice. What
Mhm.
does that, how does that change you?
I just feel like it's all encompassing and there to serve everyone.
Mm.
I felt that when you kind of named the divine justice, it felt like more of that white light was kind of shining on me and like elevating my body in a way.
Mm. And so maybe you're even holding both as justice, right? Kind of people lost faith in you and it felt like so like you felt so small in the big picture and the cases felt so big, but at the same time divine justice is always there working.
Mhm.
So Justice, can you just say to the field, I'm still at work?
I'm still at work.
And is it possible to say, I will always exist and there's nothing that can be done about that?
I will always exist, and there is nothing that can be done about that.
Now, Carrie or Dave, I feel like Truth would also like to come in. Would one of you guys like to be Truth?
Sure.
Okay. Truth, where would you like to go? And I'm going to have you be represented by this guy. So as Truth, where on the board would you like to come in?
I think the question I would have is, you know, as I'm just kind of stepping into this.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's kind of a fluid feeling, right? So I would actually say as truth, it would be kind of hidden from the forgotten things, but then also really close to justice.
Okay, so I can put you right in between the two. Is that kind of where you want to go, over here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Or you could go, close over here, like whichever feels right.
I would say closest to justice as possible.
Okay. Like here and here,
Between support and justice, yeah.
between support and justice. So that
Yep.
puts you here.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
And so this is the things forgotten. This is support. This is the victims. And this is justice. So just notice, you guys, what it feels like to have some truth come in here. Right? How does your body feel different?
Where's the truth again? Can you show me the truth? It's so hard to see my upper right hand corner of my screen.
Yeah. Truth is
Oh,
right in the
okay.
middle here. So
Right between.
victims, support, the forgotten things, which includes everybody's children, justice, and truth is right smack in the middle. Harry, can I pull you in? Do you know what I really want you to be? Can you be all of the people that like don't believe that this is happening?
You think I'm a pessimist?
There's just some undeniable evidence that people are like, no,
Oh no, you get that all the time. Yeah, you get it all the time.
judges are fair.
Critics?
Right? So can you be can I have you as like all the people that kind of are
Ooh, nice.
minimizing the gravity of the situation?
Sure. Now tell me what stone is that? I can't tell the color. It almost looks like a citrine, but I can't tell.
I don't even know what it is. I forget what it is that has like little inclusion. I don't know.
I think it's a citrine.
Where, like, is it called a flower citrine maybe then? Because it has like the inclusions? I'm not sure.
I think so.
I thought the tree was yellow, but it can be
Agate.
blue.
Maybe an agate. But where on the board would you like to go as these people that kind of have some denial, minimization, disbelief?
Oh God. Denial, minimization, disbelief.
This is so
They're probably
scary.
at the bottom. They deserve to be at the bottom.
So like over here at the bottom?
Yeah.
Just remind you, you're gonna just be in the energy of what it's like to be them. We're not gonna judge them, right? We're gonna take our personal biases out of it. So just see, what does it feel like to be in those people going through their day-to-day stuff? And we're kind of like, you guys, there's major crimes against humanity happening.
I think it needs to be a little further down.
So you feel like you're even farther away.
Yeah.
Yeah, going through your lives, going to work, you hear a little noise, you're like, oh, they just think it's not fair, right?
Because until you've gone through this, like you're like, oh no, there's no way that's how it works. No, that's just in the movies.
It's not even in the movies, I don't think, right? There's maybe a couple documentaries, but they probably haven't even seen them. Okay. So, truth, what is it like with these people here? Are they even relevant to what's going on here? Or is it fine for them to just go on with their lives? What does it feel like to bring them onto the board? Is there relevance?
And this is so you don't like focus on the labels, not on your personal story.
Yeah, so we're going we're in the collective energy of truth, and we're doing the collective energy because it's a group healing. So we're in the group energy of all the victims, right? So we're kind of focused on, and our subconscious mind is focused on like the patterns and programs in most of the group, right? Because she can't encompass all of it in 2 hours, right? It takes many lifetimes for us to do that. And it's kind of always, we don't necessarily have permission to heal people. So that's actually also something that I should tell you guys. But we do have permission for the highest good to offer a global healing to everybody. And there's lots of healers around the world that do that. Right? Like including like some of the unalived ones like Jesus and some of the other saints and stuff, right? They're still offering healing sometimes when you ask, but I know the other like shamans and stuff that are out there and they're doing journeys all the time for the collective. So we're not changing people because we don't violate people's free will, but we do put it out there so people that are aligned with it, some of them subconsciously can benefit from the healing. So that being said, do you feel a difference being in the energy of truth? Dave, let's get you kind of centered there. So you want to really be like, what does it feel like to be truth? So the energy, the archetype of truth.
I think it's significant that truth is smaller and not as boisterous as the critics.
Okay, so I don't know if you're just using different words. I just want to make sure that you're in the role fully. So what does it feel like in your body to be truth? So it feels like you don't have to, you feel like you don't have to prove yourself? Is that kind of like I'm here whether people are going to look at me or not kind of a thing?
Yeah, kind of. Let me think about how to say it. I feel as truth that it's going to stay there no matter what around is changing or challenged.
Okay. And when you look at the victims, what does it feel like when you look at the victims? And so the victims, by the way, is Laura, because I don't know if you know who everybody is. So when you look at Laura, and she's also this stone.
Yep. So I would say that the truth for the victims is really, it's permanent. The truth is permanent, and it doesn't change or waver for any
Okay.
reason.
Yeah, so why don't you just say to the field, no matter what happens, I'm unshakable.
No matter what happens, I'm unshakable and permanent.
And permanent. And probably omnipresent too. Does that feel
Yeah.
accurate?
Yeah, omnipresent and strength comes to mind.
Okay, so you feel powerful, omnipresent. So, people might try to cover you up with distortions and things, but the truth is there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you can try to throw in the ocean, but it's still gonna be there and still be able to be found.
Okay. So yeah, so even if you're at the bottom of the ocean, right, you can always find the truth.
Yep.
Forgotten things that / children. Emily, what do you notice when truth speaks, and when truth came on the board? Did it change anything for you, or?
As being forgotten, truth is a scary feeling, is what kind of came, like unsettling, maybe not scary, but like unsettling. And then also when, and I'm sorry, I can't remember what the big stone, it's at the top when Carrie's stone came in, it's kind of like, also I felt this need like to also run towards like that. I don't know why, but
Yeah, we can move you. Would you like to go move closer to that?
yeah, a little closer to
So
that big
like all
stone.
of this and already here?
Yeah, maybe toward the middle, not like so close, but like, I don't know. That was just what came through to me, is like that I need to run towards that.
Okay. I know that makes sense. So does it feel true to say, I just want to have a normal life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to have a life.
And I think adding the truth to that too is that the feeling of wanting the truth and not having to be torn between the different elements.
Yeah. So if you were to say deep down, the truth is inside me too.
Deep down, the truth is inside me too.
And even if it's confusing right now, the truth will surface.
And even if it's confusing right now, the truth will surface.
Does that change anything inside of you to say that?
Still just still get like with some sweaty palms, which
So
is a normal thing. Yeah.
So does it bring you some comfort, kind of, because having some of this normal everyday stuff happening, maybe?
Yeah, I would say some comfort because I'm in between. The other rock closest to me is cases, right?
Yeah, these are the cases.
So I guess I would be more like kind of aligned in between the big stone of carries and support, maybe like to find a more like normal, like balanced life. Yeah.
So you want to be more over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And maybe on a little closer to like a support, like a little bit closer to support.
That's exactly what I was thinking, is that if she didn't move, I had to move closer to her.
Yeah. And do you want to move closer now or?
I do. I think I want to move between her and the cases, so that way I still am able to be connected to the victims. I'm kind of blocking the cases, but I don't want to block the reality, because if right now the reality that is her perception is reality, that if that's bringing comfort in the moment, I don't want to completely block that, but I want to be there when she's ready and the children are ready to open up more to seeing the truth and then needing that support.
Yeah. Does anybody else feel like they want any movement?
I think as the truth that for the children and the forgotten things, to make sure that you can see the truth somewhere, just so that I'm not blocked by anything. So stay on the same parallel, but there you go. Perfect.
So you want to come more and stay in the middle over here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And then victim parents, do you like where you are? Or do you want to move or?
I need to move down kind of right there next to support and behind the children.
Like here?
More like directly behind children, so it's maybe it's in front of for you.
So you want to push them?
No. Leave them where they are.
Keep support here and go here?
There, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And then justice, how's everything happening for you?
Now I feel like it doesn't matter where my placement is. Like I'm supporting everywhere. So
Okay. Like you're kind of like justice is here.
mm-hmm. Yep.
I feel like the most common release here, because moving farther away from ancestors, so breaking that chain and that cycle and getting closer to the truth. So the victims are right there still knowing what the truth is, but then the forgotten are getting closer to the truth, farther away from the other one, from Carrie.
You're happy here?
I am, yes. I feel like I feel really settled.
Okay. And so ancestors, you're kind of out there. How are you
Oh,
feeling?
bury me, and you guys go on with your happy selves. I feel like a few stone moves ago, we almost had a pyramid. And if the calcite, which was, what were you again, Carrie? The denials, right?
Yeah, this is everyone that's just going on with their lives that kind of doesn't believe.
Yeah, the
that there's
deniers.
No
a big-
experience,
Yeah.
inexperienced
Yeah,
people.
and I feel like when we had the pyramid almost going, if she had moved in right at the very bottom and we had done like a 90-degree or a 40, maybe it was a 90-degree turn, that I had this realization at that time that absolutely everything in the pyramid had lied between the block, the forgotten. No, what's that stone that's closest towards the calcite? The black one.
This one?
Yeah.
This is the children.
Yeah. So the children was on top of it was just a couple of moves ago. Anyway, the premise here, sorry, I get distracted. So we had this pyramid, and if we had the denial or the disbelief incorporated in the base of this pyramid, and everybody, that's why we go into the court system. We have this belief that really we're going to have our children protected and that we're going to come out okay. But that turns into reality, which is the only truth in the matter is we really had no idea going in what was going to happen.
Yeah, so
And we would have
so you're getting like, if these people don't realize it, they're gonna just keep feeding this system and get stuck in it.
right. So I feel that that's how we got in there, right?
Yeah.
So as the ancestor or the block, I want to be removed completely, because the real block is the disbelief, the faith in the justice system, which is built by the people, and the truth, and the children are always forgotten. And I just want it to crumble.
Yeah. So where would you like to come? Do you want to move?
Yeah, way in the back corner of the table, away from everybody, until somebody needs me.
Okay, here. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so can you just say, I feel like the responsibility is on awareness and not on me now?
Yeah, I feel like the responsibility
Is on,
for a hopeful outcome is
Yeah.
better placed where it lies now than on me,
on humanity.
on humanity than it
It's
is on me.
humanity's responsibility, not mine. But I'm here to help.
I am just a power when you need me. Yeah.
Okay.
To help you believe back into yourself, or whatever you have to do to get, or the children need, or everybody needs a
Yeah.
block every now and then, right? Or an ancestor to believe in. But
So I want you to say that to the parents and the children. Just say, I'm always here for you in the background.
I'm always here for you in the background.
And it's up to you on Earth now. Does that feel right or slightly right?
Be the change you wish to seek in the world. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
one day you will be me. You will be, you'll be an ancestral participant, and your mark will be left, and your footprints will be followed by somebody else. These paths that we've paved will feel more familiar, and people will feel less lonely.
So there's also like a remember your ancestors in there.
Right. But also everybody that's currently not an ancestor will be one day.
Well, that's part of that, honoring and remembering them, right? Kind of like the mile in the shoes kind of a thing.
Kind of a thing, but more like remember yourself and what your steps are right now, because those are the ones that will help the future generations, the unforgotten.
Have your life have meaning. Is that right? Use your life.
Kind of more so like everything that we go through, everything that has to be done in this system, in this energy, will be a comfort to the future energies. Does that make sense? So it's really hard, and it's traumatic, and all these things that we're going through. But one day there's going to be more women, and maybe the children from the system, right, that have been broken or forgotten, will have this energy field to comfort them.
Yeah, and probably men too, with what you're talking about. I know you're just looking at women, right? But
men too. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think that I would be able to be here if my father and my brother hadn't been single parents.
Okay, so Does anyone feel anything like burning coming up, where I'm kind of feeling like things are in more order and that it's an okay spot to pause? Does everyone kind of agree with that?
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm going to just do one little more magic trick, and this comes from Hawaii. So I'm going to just do a gentle energy that rights the wrongs. And so just notice if you notice anything else when I do this. And so do you notice any changes in your field with just that another intelligent energy that's just a gentle feminine righting the wrongs?
Calmness and settled feeling.
Peace.
It's going to be okay.
You know what? Actually, Carrie, did you notice any change with these guys with stuff as we moved stuff and talked? Or what was the final?
My tummy did a little flip flop when you did that.
Oh, okay. But what about even like with the other movement? Was there still denial, or did you notice any more awareness or seriousness at all? Or is that not in tonight's process?
No, it created a little more anxiety, to be honest. Like my stomach did a total flip flop, but when
Yeah.
you moved your hand over it.
Yeah. I mean, denial is kind of comfort zone, right? But it doesn't really protect anything in our children. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take this down so you guys can just kind of wiggle out of the energies that you were in. You can just say your name a couple times that you're all the way back, you know, in your own body, in your mind.
Back to the pain land.
Yep.
Just kidding.
Well, and then you guys want to just touch base with how it feels, what being in your first constellation was like. Did you learn anything?
I feel better. I feel like I've seen now, I've seen this from all different sides in a period of time where it's easier to connect with all of these different people, and that there's avenues for healing. I just feel so much more relaxed. I had a few times where it was hard not to just break down. I was tearing up as well, especially when Emily was tearing up. I was really feeling that at that time. But I think for the first time, for us, it's been almost 6 years. Maybe I feel like, you know, it might not be the way we want it to be exactly. It might not be the way we thought it was going to look, but it's going to be okay.
Yes. I agree. I could feel it coming into it, and feeling that, especially when the last thing you did that you got from Hawaii, like the hairs between my shoulder blades stood up. I've never had that in my, like, that specific spot of my body. This is so weird, but it was really like, it was almost like something pulling stress out of that part of my body. You know, like everyone pulls that stress here, right? But that spot, it was very weird, but
Yeah, and that's really something, like, it's using energy to heal the trauma that's stored in people's nervous systems. So that energy went there either for you or for the role that you were in, but you're a truth, right? So truth is pretty healthy. So probably for you, and moved a pattern out of your body so that, you know, you can be in a different pattern.
well, and putting the different things into like a spiritual objective object was really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's something that was really helpful, because it allows you a space to be within the labels, but not, like you said, automatically jump to the stories and the trauma of the stories, but to be able to be in the energy and to be able to be in the labels of the sections of it, lack of better words.
I know. Well, I feel like my inner child is like, this is the best therapy ever because we're kind of just playing with toys, right? It's kind of like imaginative play, but yet like super powerful at the same time. So
I feel like the triggering words that were represented by each stone, not all of them were triggering, but there are some triggering ones, are less triggering now.
Mhm.
so like being in it helped transform
The
you.
power that we put on things that is like, so, oh my gosh, and like anxiety is now calm. It's the negative power has been removed. The empowerment of individuals and a collective have now prevailed. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it gave you better perspective.
Yes, and it took away the trauma trigger and replaced it with, it normalized it in a way that we could function. I can function better through it now.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think overwhelm and hopelessness, right? It gave you perspective that like you don't have to believe that story, maybe.
Yeah. And now I have everyone's faces, these beautiful faces and these beautiful people. When I see court case, I get to justice.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It changes, right? You can
Yeah.
carry it with you. Like, I am hauling, Justice actually said that she's here, right? Justice is here today.
Yeah.
I think it allowed things to heal too for those people that we need healing with that aren't here. So for some of our family members that are estranged through this process, that, you know, we want them to come to the table and just one day say, I see you and I've heard you and it's going to be okay. But to put that in the context of having the ancestors and having the ancestors say like what we've been wanting to hear so badly actually felt like it was a release of that and that we have heard it and now we can let that go, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I think to carry on that, there's something about generational trauma that seems to carry on and stick with. And we've been trying to figure that out in our own life, and I think that, Amber, you having that thought and verbiage and intention of you've got the power and control to do things on your own. Like you don't have to rely on my wisdom, but my collective support is still there. If you need a specific thing from me, I'm still there for that. But I believe that you know what you're doing and you can do it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I mean, people, I think that's a big lesson, the coming into your power. Right? Laura, what's it like for you? Not everybody heard that she's also a therapist, but it's her first constellation. So what's it like with some of the other modalities? And
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it is really interesting to compare with like the brain spotting kind of philosophy. It marries really well, and you know, I look at kind of some of the roots of the internal family systems or parts work practice as coming out of more shamanic practices. And so it was really cool to see this and the embodied energy and to really feel everybody's embodied energy like in a group. That was really powerful. And to be able to like be more in relationship with like a collective energy. Yeah, so I really liked that. And it was interesting to go through the process of being in the people who are victimized by the court system role. And to feel that was so intense when I first was in that role. And then as we moved around, I really felt the different energies, and it feels, yes, much like light now and hopeful.
Yeah. And so just so you know, and you guys might be interested too, like you can do internal family systems work in a constellation. So you can put people's parts out and have people embody the different parts, and it's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because and then it helps you upgrade internally, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give, like, I learned that, like, I think when my sister was born, my dad was going through something adjusting, and when I was a kid, decided that my masculine was going to go off or maybe wherever his masculine went. So I was functioning without a big part of my masculine for a long time. And so then my feminine became bitchy and irritated, frankly, because she was having to pretend she was masculine, right? But she really wasn't. But I don't even think she would have been, I don't know. So anyway, so it was just working, it was kind of a soul retrieval, and then working out those parts and getting them to come back into balance.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So it's powerful for like the internal work. Children can be healed, right? Children can receive healing if you aren't talking to them, right? Like that's a possibility too. Emily, we didn't hear from you. Do you want to touch base or?
I liked when Amber moved the ancestors away, and I think we're all on our own healing journeys differently throughout our lives, and different things, happen in our lives that cause us to go into those kinds of journeys. And then Danae and her husband talked about the generational trauma, and so I liked when Amber moved our ancestors away too, because yes, there are positives, and our family heritage is important, where we came from, who we are. But going back to what Danae and her husband said about the intergenerational trauma is that, we don't want to be connected to those kinds of energies in our past histories, things like that. We're trying to break those cycles, and then it is easy to, I guess I'll speak for myself, but it is easy to fall into that, oh my gosh, now I'm worse than any of them or something like that based on what's happened. So, I like that. I like being able to call on, your history, and at the same time be cognizant of how that history is not helpful. And especially when we're dealing with our children and our families and systems, these systems are built like that, in my opinion, anyway. So I don't know where that doesn't really make sense, but
yeah, I don't know what you mean by built like it, but I just want to bring some of the wisdom from the Peruvians and their traditional shamanic healings. And when they do a healing on the ancestors, because most I think powerful healing modalities do that generational work. So when they do a healing on maybe like the character flaw or the trauma or whatever that is, they also always look for a resiliency factor and a gift that ancestor has, right? Because our ancestors, we're kind of coming through the dark ages. Like I believe that, and at least it's a really good metaphor for this point, but they've been through a lot of trauma for hundreds of thousands of years even, and it was a burden. They didn't know how to heal, right? We disconnected from the sacredness of healing through a lot of the generations. So we are kind of entangled with a lot of the burdens, but it also comes with a lot of gifts, right? Like the tenacity and the moving on, and those, some people even, like I was looking at some people intuitively that had slavery, and I was like, you have the gift of loving music and singing from your ancestors, right? That was what got them through those hard times, right? So So sometimes it feels like a mixed bag right now because of where humanity is in history, right? But I think probably most of us that were called to be here tonight and kind of do this sacred work, I think it's because we are the ones that are shedding and healing and alchemizing so that there's more positive inheritance and less of that burden.
And maybe too, Lauren, that's also an insight that as truth, that we want to pass that on. And that's part of the truth, right? Is that we have the ability to pick what we want to pass on and how to break the change that we want to, and to be the change in the future of the ones that are forgotten in the kids, so that when they come back to find the truth, that it's bigger and it's more wise than what they remember, what they knew at that time because of what they were surrounded by.
Yeah, and I've seen that too. Also, I was looking at somebody's ancestral line, and you never know what you're going to see when you go do an intuitive peek. But my hope is that this is how we're going to look on our ancestral lines too. So maybe, I don't know how much healing everybody's done, but I looked at somebody's ancestral line and I really saw just an ancestor that was such bright white light. And they really shone. And I think it's because that was one of those ancestors that really healed the ancestral line. And it was really cool to see it intuitively. Right? Because if it's part of me that resonates, like I hope that that's what I'm doing for my ancestral line, right? That like it gives it meaning and that perspective that you can carry with you after when you see something differently. So I know that we're a little bit over time, but Carrie and Donna, do you guys want to check in? Carrie, do you want to go?
I've enjoyed this. Thank you very much. It's a very different modality than I've been involved in. And I'm still kind of searching for the right answer in this very complicated, relatively new situation for me. And so thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's my favorite thing to do. So I'll tell you, Chris, who is very happy that when I do it with you guys, that I'm not making him do it with me all day long. He's like, I'm into it, but I'm not as into it. Donna, what about you? How was it for you?
I really liked it a lot. Thank you so much. And I apologize. I registered for this the day your site was having tech difficulties. So it never gave me the link.
Well, I think we sent out the wrong link. I don't know what it was doing.
It was so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I went in, it said 9:30, so that's why I came in at 9:30. But like I always feel, I feel like I came in at the right time. So I'm sorry if I disrupted anybody, but I really do feel it was the right time. It was very strange how it worked.
Yeah. Well,
But I liked it, and it was weird because when you said court cases, I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, let's do it, let's do it. Just jump into the pit.
Yeah.
And it really I felt it work through. Like there was at first I was like, oh gosh, that big tension came over me. And then it just did. It released a lot, especially when justice and truth and then even when the haters came in. It was kind of like, haha, because like unfortunately, it seems like more and more people are finding out.
I would like to just say really quickly that justice was steady the whole time. And we never see that as a victim in the court case with our children, that we don't even know what we're really doing. We're trusting everything. But I will say that Jay did a really good job being justice, because she was just steady and slow and spoke up, but she was gentle. Like, I admire that.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Jay, do you want to touch base?
So this was my first time having an experience like this in this kind of setting when it has to do with something so sacred. So I really appreciate you all holding space and, welcoming me. And I hope to come back soon. It was a really good exercise.
Awesome. Yeah. It always So the other reason why this is one of my favorite modalities actually is because of the intimacy that it builds, right? Like I'm not just off meditating by myself. I'm connected with real people. We now have a cool memory that we can share together. It builds sacred community, right? As much as I'd like to make the whole world play this game with me, you know, and I say it is a game because it's kind of, you know, healing doesn't have to always be so serious, and it's cool and it's deep, but I think it's also enjoyable. And then feeling the physical energy releases is cool, right? Wait until you guys, I saw it, my first experience where I actually saw God, or at least part of God, through family constellations. Like it was such a big healing that I saw this light come in. It was very visceral and cool. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Lauren, for doing this. This is amazing that you're offering this.
Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna do another free one on the 22nd, and then obviously I'm a facilitator. So if anyone wants, you know, a private constellation, or I'm gonna have some groups coming up, putting them out there in the future, and then, you know, of course I have like the videos and stuff too. But everyone's definitely invited to come back the 22nd if they want.
Lauren, I have something really quick and kind of odd. So when you talk about energy in this space, Janae bruises really easily, and she actually has like 4 fingertips on her arms being support.
Oh, wow.
Like bruise, like a light bruise here, I can see.
And they weren't there earlier, so
Yeah. So really cool.
it's interesting.
Is it? I mean, do you feel concerned by it? Or
Oh, no, I don't feel concerned at all. It's like, it looks like I don't know if you can really see the end right there. It's just like if somebody was wrapping their hands around my arm and holding on. There's like
support. Wow.
Yeah.
And earlier you spoke of that. You said it felt like my arm was getting really tight and really, really hot.
And it did, yeah. And they're just like perfect. So I don't know. It's
your next level, girlfriend. Your next level.
Yeah, it's really strange, but no, I feel safe and I feel okay. I've had different things before, nothing quite like that, but that's very interesting. And
intense.
So I just want to say that I really not only enjoyed that but felt healing. But I think one thing that I appreciated the most is that we were able to do healing but without having to retell our story, because we've retold it that is a challenge sometimes.
It's exhausting.
So you want to heal, but you don't want to tell it again. You don't even want to hear it coming out of your own mouth. So it was really nice.
And that's something too, is that I actually don't need to hear people's stories. So as a facilitator, sometimes telling the story is really healing, and people feel like they need to get it out so they can connect. But I can just kind of close my eyes and look and see what needs to be said, and I can ask a question if I need a clarifier, if I'm not sure what I'm looking at or something, you know. But the good therapy goes deeper. Like Laura, I don't know brain spotting. I haven't experienced brain spotting, but EMDR, you're just like, let's just look and see what's there. You don't really need this.
Yeah, the nonverbal, like you don't need the words to go there. You're in the field. Your genius healing brain knows what to do. Yeah, love that.
Exactly. So, all right, you guys. Well, if you want to register for the 22nd, now I know the mistake that we made. So hopefully I won't make it again, and you guys will all have the link at registration and the proper link going out an hour before, and it'll be that kink will be worked out. And it was, you know, wonderful sharing this space with you tonight, and I thank you for doing the global work, because, you know, hopefully it does help us get through all of this faster and more efficiently by putting things in proper order.
Yeah.
You know?
Aloha, everybody.
Yeah.
Aloha.
Very nice to meet all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.